what this principle, Mr Chair...
Phil Twyford.
Thank you, Mr Chair. I first came across the Honourable Tau Henare in the late 1980s when he was an organiser with the Clerical Workers Union, and I, sir, was an organiser with the Service Workers Union. And we jointly addressed... Do you really think so, Mr Smith? Do you really think so? And we jointly addressed a new group of union members at a rather flash Auckland hotel. And I remember Mr Henare persuading these new workers at the hotel of the benefits of the Clerical Workers Union and what a great redundancy agreement they'd be entitled to if they joined the union. And it strikes me, sir, that it's very unlikely that the Clerical Workers Union in the 1980s would have been the kind of union that would have bullied and bludgeoned its members into taking strike action, sir. Into taking strike action. And I do invite the member to take a call and draw on his personal experiences in the 1980s and tell us how the Clerical Workers Union bullied and bludgeoned their members into taking strike action, because, Sarah, I find that very unlikely. But I'm happy to be persuaded. I'm happy to be contradicted on that.
Very militant.
Order.
It does seem, sir, that with the purpose of this...
I just remind the member that we're actually in the 21st century, not the last century, and so if we just focus back on Clause 4.
Thank you, sir. We are discussing the purpose of this Act, which is to require unions to hold a secret ballot vote of their members to approve a strike before undertaking any strike action. And my point is, and I do have one, that and it echoes comments that my colleagues have already made, that this is a bill that is essentially a solution looking for a problem, and it's a throwback. The purpose of this bill is it's clear, sir, that it is a throwback to a bygone era, of a previous century, as you yourself said, sir. And I think that the political mentality of the member who brought this bill to the House is one that it has a view of industrial relations that was shaped in the Mangere Bridge dispute, in the BNZ dispute. It is a bygone age. It no longer exists. It doesn't. The challenges of the 1970s and 80s are no longer the challenges that face New Zealand workers, that face New Zealand firms and workplaces. And a bill that actually requires unions to hold a secret ballot vote of their members to approve a strike, I'm completely baffled as to why the member thinks this is enough of a priority to bring a bill to this House, to waste the time of this Parliament, the Parliament of New Zealand. And really what it is, sir, it's axe grinding on a huge scale. This is the member basically trying to make an ideological point about industrial relations in this country. But no one, and I suspect even the members on his side of the House, have no particular enthusiasm or affection for this cause. What it does do, sir, is it reflects a one-sided and old-fashioned view of industrial relations that we should have left behind a long time ago in this country. And it plays to some kind of cartoon stereotype of unions and employers in this country that no longer has any basis in reality. But it does actually tap into a deep anti-union sentiment that runs through some employers in this country and some parts of the National Party and the right of politics in this country, who have made it their mission over the last 20 years, sir, to try to drive unions out of the economy and drive them out of New Zealand society. And it's all there in the Purpose Clause, Mr Chairman. It's completely oblivious to the real challenges facing New Zealand today. The real challenges are how do we raise the productivity of our firms? How do we increase the skill level of our workers? How do we involve workers and tap into their creativity and their ideas to actually improve the productivity and the innovation in New Zealand workplaces. How do we tackle the appalling levels of health and safety, sir? These are the challenges that actually bedevil New Zealand firms, but this bill and this member has nothing to say about those issues.
Joe, would you?
I move that the question be now put.
The question is that the question be now put. Those of that opinion will say aye. To the contrary, no. The ayes have it. Ayes, party votes called for. I ask the clerk for a party vote.
New Zealand National.
57 votes in favour.
New Zealand Labour.
42 votes opposed.
Green Party.
9 votes opposed.
ACT New Zealand.
5 votes in favour.
Māori Party.
3 votes opposed.
Progressive.
1 vote opposed.
United Future.
1 vote in favour.
Mana.
1 vote opposed.
Honourable Chris Carter.
1 vote opposed.
Members, the ayes are 63, the noes are 57. The question will be put. The question is that Clause 4 stand part. Those of that opinion will say aye. To the contrary, no. The ayes have it. Oh. Party votes called for. I'll ask the clerk for a party vote. I say so.
New Zealand National.
57 votes in favour.
New Zealand Labour.
42 votes opposed.
Green Party.
9 votes opposed. Opposed.
ACT New Zealand.
5 votes proudly in favour.
No, I'll ask the member to cast his vote again. You can't preface or add anything to the vote. The Honourable John Boscowan, the ACT vote is?
5 votes in favour, Mr Chair.
Māori Party.
3 votes opposed.
Progressive.
1 vote opposed.
United Future.
1 vote in favour.
Mana.
1 vote opposed.
Honourable Chris Carter.
1 vote opposed.
Members, the ayes are 63, the noes are 57. Clause 4 will stand part. The Honourable Tauhanari.
Mr Chair, I withdraw my amendment set out on SOP 195 to insert Clause 6A and table in its place my typescript amendment to insert new Clause 4A.
Members, new Clause A is the Honourable Tauhanari's typescript amendment. The question is that Clause 4A be agreed to. Those of that opinion will say aye. Aye. To the contrary, no. The ayes have it. Party votes called for. I'll ask the clerk to conduct a party vote.
New Zealand National.
57 votes in favour.
New Zealand Labour.
42 votes opposed.
Green Party.
9 votes opposed.
ACT New Zealand.
5 votes in favour.
Māori Party.
3 votes opposed.
Progressive.
1 vote opposed.
United Future.
1 vote in favour.
Mana.
1 vote opposed.
Honourable Chris Carter.
1 vote opposed.
Members, the ayes are 63, the noes are 57. Clause 4A is agreed to. Point of order, the Honourable Tauhanari.
Mr Chair, I seek leave of the committee to reconsider Clause 2 to replace the reference in subclause 1AA to Clause 6A with a reference to Clause 4A.
Is there any objection to that course of action being taken? Point
Mr.
of order,
Speaker,
Honourable Steve.
we require a little bit more of an explanation behind that proposed amendment.
Sure, I can explain that to you. What's happened here is that new Clause 4A has just been passed, which we've just voted on, and what's happened is that when Clause 2 was debated and passed earlier on, and that's not today, that was at a previous sitting of the committee, is that a mistake was made, and so what happens now is that the member is seeking leave to reconsider Clause 2. If you give leave for this to happen, You can be voting for or against clause 2. Again, it's up for reconsideration. So the member is seeking leave for the committee to reconsider clause 2 to replace the reference in subclause 1AA to clause 6A with reference to clause 4A, which we have just passed. So he's seeking leave to do that. Do you follow that? I go back, I just make the point that a mistake was made at a previous sitting of the Committee of the Whole. This actually corrects that, but you have the opportunity to vote for the leave. We still come back to clause 2 again to reconsider it, so you have the opportunity to vote for or against it. So I'm putting the leave. Leave is sought for that purpose. Is there any objection? There is objection. Okay. Members, we now move on then to new clause 5A. This is the Darian Fenton's typescript amendment to insert new clause 5A. The question... Yes? You're taking a call, Darian Fenton.
Thank you very much. Thank you. I'm speaking to my proposed amendment to